to wait a couple seconds there before I start chit-chatting. Glad you could make it on a Friday. There we go. I'm just adjusting my camera. Alrighty. Good morning, good morning. Start in a couple minutes. Just want to make sure my camera have a view. I wanted to do it the other way, but with the how IG does everything in this format of up and down, it has to be this way. So I'm going to wait a couple more seconds here before we get started. Oh, let's see. Looking for something. Okay. Hopefully everyone is staying safe where they are and not in the horrible, horrible weather we had last week. Yikes. That was pretty hairy around here. Very, very, very cold. So cold the cars didn't even want to start right away. They were so cold. Okay, I'm going to talk about Junky and Junky Journal in 23. It is created by Kelly Bangs and Paula G from their Crafty Me group. I'm not sure if any of you are members of that or you've heard about it. They started as the Fussy Cutting Cuties over. Hey Gina. Oh wait, no, that's not Gina. This Creative Heart. Lexi. I think is that one. Creative the Heart. Anyways, they started Fussy Cutting Cuties over on Facebook, and then they moved over to an app of their own called Crafty Me. It's a free app that you can get on your Apple phone or your Android phone. It's free, but if you want to have all the fun and all the bells and whistles and all the printables, you have to pay a membership, and it's a pretty reasonable membership also. Excuse me. If you join for a year, you get it for a little discount. And so what we're doing this year is a junk journal, because junk journals have been around. Smash books, which I just learned about, have been around for a while. And they decided not to join the bandwagon, but to just have everyone be able to express themselves. There's numerous members that have already shared their journals, and they are fabulous. And what I really like about this project is that everyone gets to do it in their own way. That they don't have to use all the printables. I'm trying to get so I can wave to you guys. If I can't wave to you, it's not on purpose. Is that before, I always felt that there was a format. I love the group, but there was like a format. You did this, you did this, you did this, and I kind of felt that everyone's was kind of the same because of that. But now there's no rules this coming year. I do have a video over on my YouTube channel showing about their Crafty Me group and how you get the printables and how you can change the PDFs into PNGs and use the PNGs on Procreate to make pages. Whew, that was a mouthful. So if you want to do that, please go to my bio after this live and go check out my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you want to. So let's get started. Before I even got the printables or any of the pages, because it was a junk journal and I'm not really used to making collage pages, I went through all my drawers, and I have minimal ephemera to use, and I decided to make a page. I know there's a delay. I'm looking on my iPad because I want to make sure I catch any of your guys' waves. If I don't wave to you, I apologize, but any comments. And if you have questions, please ask any questions. So I made this using just all the ephemera things from the Happy Mail. And the reason I'm sharing this first is because anyone can do this. You do not have to take junk journal classes. You don't need to be a mixed media artist. You don't have to have any of that background, because personally I think all of us were created to create. It could be through art, it could be through cooking, it could be through taking care of people, taking care of the environment. We all are created to do something creative. So very quickly I wanted to show you this one, and all I did is I started with background paper, like the solid ones. I just ripped it, and then I just started sticking things down. I was a little nervous at first because once you stick it down, especially with stickers that are clear paper, it just kind of like, there's a commitment there. And like this one right here, there's a commitment there. So some of this is from Happy Mail. I have a friend named Kelly D, and she sent me some things. And I really like this one with the 3 ladies eating the ice cream, because this is an actual photo. Do not know who these ladies were, but man, love them. Look at that. They're just living their best life. The saddle shoes, everything. And I had some leftover Kelly Bangs ephemera from about a year ago, and I'm like, okay, that just coincides. And this is from a newspaper article. They're standing in line for something, but I forget what. But since we're doing a whole gang thing, and this one is my favorite. See my funny green pony? It's from a child's book of the 50s. I'm sorry for laughing, but it's just like what I read and what my children read to learn to read. But I'm so sorry if you had to learn to read in the 50s. So this is what I did. Then, oh, crikey, I don't know if I kept it or not. Oh, then what I did is I made a copy. If you guys have a machine, slow down, Katrina. If you have a printer that has a copier or a scanner, don't scan it as a PDF to save to your computer. Do it as a printer, like if you go to Office Max, is what I'm saying. Let's get the calendar out of the way. And then what happened is that once I did that, a little preview here. I'm going to take this out because I don't want to show you everything just yet. I scanned it and just printed it out. And this, I shrunk it down to a A5. I have another video over on my YouTube, real quick video of how I did this. Because you can see how when I shrunk it to the A5, some of the things didn't come out. But I think this looked a lot neater or cool than if I saved it as a PDF to my computer, then printed it out. Because I've done that before, and it's like, But it kind of gives a 3D look, like look at the feather. So if you don't have a printer that is a copier, then collect all the pages that you're going to do, and then go to Office Max, Home Depot, your local printing shop. Oh no, my journal fell apart. Hang on, guys. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is just go there and then make the copies. You can make the copies big, make the copies small, that type of thing. Oh, this is embarrassing. I finally go live and my journal fell apart. No peeking, guys. Hang on, I'm almost finished here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. So I did that. So then one thing I did, if I'm talking too fast, I apologize. One thing I did with it is I turned over the original, I mean not the original, the copy, the big copy that I made of this. Okay? You turn it over, and the reason you turn it over before you cut it up, because you know how we're trying not to be perfectionists, but we still are perfectionists when it comes to this stuff. I just, this isn't in the right order, but I just chopped it up in different sizes. See, blank paper, you're just making squares, right? Now check this out. Now I have all these teeny tiny and big background papers. Isn't that cool? So now I can use this in my junk journal, because if I did it the other way, I'd be like, oh, I want exactly this sticker, or I want to make sure that she's in the picture. So that's one thing to do. And then now you've made background paper from a collage of your own. Alrighty, so that's one thing I did. Before we get to the journal, what also I did is, I don't think I already mentioned, but in the Junky Me journaling in this group, each month is going to be a certain color. I do not have those particular colorways in the Tim Holtz collection, but it's kind of a minty color. So what I did, here, since we're getting messy, it's kind of a minty color. I went through all my drawers, like I said before, of all the things. You guys might recognize some of Kelly Banks stuff, some of Heidi Swapp stuff. Look, I even got this in the mail. How perfect color is this for, for this month? So I just collected everything. Will I use everything this month? Probably not. Will I use some of it? Absolutely. But this is another way, if you're going to do a junk journal that has a theme of a color, and you have so many things, before you buy anything, shop through your stash. Why not? So that's what I did. And then here's some more small things. Like I have some stickers from Brandy Kincaid that had that same color. Here's some Japanese stickers. And I just did because of the hat being that color. So then what I did is I have a shoe box. Oh, I even found a marker that was that color. I have a shoe box. Put all of this in. And then I have it all together. Voila. So then this is what I'm using January. If I use everything up, great. If I don't, I'll put it away, and then I'll fill it up for February with February's color. Alrighty. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you just joined, I'm going over my version of how I am visualizing the Junky Me journal with Kelly Bangs and Paula G's group called Crafty Me. Go to either of their feeds for more information about their group. I don't have a link to their group. Yet on my YouTube channel, I do have 2 videos that I've described how you can get involved with their group. Okay, here we go. I happen to have this. I did not buy this purposely for it. It just was coincidentally when they announced this minty green, and hopefully it's showing up on the screen this way. I'm like, perfect. So here we go. You guys are the first to see it. Dun, dun, dun. Here is my title page. These are some of the printables that Kelly made for us. This was printed on a piece of old music paper. And these are things that were in my my collection. I don't have a big collection. A lot of people call it ephemera, which I have a hard time saying. I grew up with my mom, who is very artistic, crafty, and we called them doodah days. So these are my doodah days. So this is the original thing from printing of Kelly's. I printed it on a piece of paper, and then I just decorated it. I do apologize for my dogs in the background. Someone's delivering something this morning. Okay, so here's the title page. This I know is going to get very chunky, probably just in 1 month. So when I move to a new binder, 6-ring binder, and the reason I chose this, I almost did a happy planner, but I wanted to be a little more secure. So then I will move this to another binder. Here's the back of the page, because I can't stand only printing one side and then having it blank. So once again, I printed out, here, I'll take it apart so you can see it a little better because of the glare. I printed it, and then I trimmed it, and then I do have some of Tim Holtz inks. I think this might be a coffee or espresso. Don't know the names of it. This is Heidi Swapp stamps, and then I laminated it. I know it's obvious that it's laminated. I personally, hey Melanie, I personally like laminating things like this because I'm going to use this for 12 months and it won't wear and tear. Okay, now here is my collage page. I thought this would be fun to have. That's why I created it. And Melanie and the others that have just joined, watch the replay and you'll learn more about this collage page. Here's some fabric that was in a Happy Mail. And look, it matches. I just made it a little simple thing. Okay, there's one page that we're going to have every month. The title is One Tiny Thing. I didn't know what to do, and this is before I listed Paula G's explanation when she was putting her bones together. That's what people call it, like when you're not putting things in it just yet, but you're putting things that are going to always stay in there. They call it the bones. And then I understood a little more, but I made this prior to it. So I decided to make a laminated pocket. If you're not familiar with laminated pockets and you have a laminator, oh, your world's going to change. Let me tell you. Check this out. Okay, so all you do, in a nutshell, is you know how when you have the laminator pages, it's shiny. And then when you open it up to put whatever you wanted to preserve in it, it's matted. All you have to do, crafters, flip it over. Flip it over. Insert it wherever you want it between the two things. When you run it through, that part will stay unstuck. I know, drop mic. So that's it in a nutshell. So what I thought, for each month, I will just cut the paper down, and then I'll just insert it here so it's easy for me to give and take. There's a little room in here. I might be able to, if I don't get to your wave, I apologize. I might be able to, you know, shove more in there. If not, that's okay. Then I might come back on and tell you guys what I do with these ones. But Kelly's design behind this was this one little thing. A doodle, a color, a word, a sentence, if you can write that small. I know some people that can. A sticker. Just one little thing for each month, each day of the month. Okay, another page that you get in the bones of the junk journal from the group is a year in a glance. And I saw a lot of people printing this out and decorating over it. Well, I just like it how it is. So I turned it over and I made myself another pocket. Once you know how to make those laminated pockets, it changes everything, I think, for the good. And because it's like, well, Katrina, how did you get it open? I just lined those two laminated pockets at the very top. So after it came through the machine, I was able to pop it open. But what I do is I run it through a couple times to make sure the bottom is sealed. So this is the calendar. And then every month, this is really neat because there's a lot of us in the group that are ADHD. Not only did they color code it, meaning that there's different colors so you can zoom right to that date, they tell you what's going on. In the group, every Monday, and if it's not Paula, it will be Kelly, they at Central Time, on the app, they'll tell you what's going on. And then we have some new things. Kelly D, she is fabulous at gathering supplies in her craft room and making something new with it. Melanie makes it. I am not very familiar with this lady, but I've watched some of her lives on replay, and she creates very interesting and crafty things with paper. A new one that's joining this year is Lisa S. She's a sewist. Yes, that is the right word, sewist. And she's going to teach everyone how to sew. It might be with paper, it might be with cloth. I do not know. And then this one, let's see, Color Me Cutie. We used to have a takeaway day, and we would pretend that we'd go to Sweden or we'd go to Puerto Rico or somewhere. This time, because the theme is colors, we're going to have a Color Me Cutie. And then Paula G is the hostess of Low Level Lounge. And the reason it's low level is that you don't need to be, you don't have to have a high knowledge of crafting. Anyone can do it. And that's, I love how she approaches crafting that way. And she loves sticking stickers on paper too, just to let you know. Okay, now we have a current list. And this has been around. A lot of different people do this. You probably have seen on your feed on Instagram. And I did a pocket once again. I just had to. And this currently list, we'll get one each month. And it'll probably be a different color around it. But throughout the month, this is what you can write about. Watching, reading, listening, all the way to grateful for. That's a great gratitude project that Kelly and another lady spearheads in the group. Okay, so I didn't want to make it, I mean, this is how big the journal card is, and I didn't want to make it a whole A5 thing, so I made a pocket. And this pocket, let me put it back in, all I did is take a page from the old book that I received for junk journaling and made that as my back page. Granted, you don't really see under it while it's in there, but that's okay. But you get to see the back of it. And that's when children were allowed to go to stores by themselves and pick out a greeting card for their mother. Very interesting. So, let's see. Welcome to all the people that just joined us. I hope you watched the replay for the very beginning. I'm so glad that you are here. Okay, the next page, she's going to give us a quote page. Once again, I couldn't just handle just putting it on an A5 and then that's it. This is a page that will go, once this gets chunky, like I said before, a lot of these pages will move over to the next one. So, while I'm still using this one, I made a pocket, like the size of a business card, and that'll be the quote of the month. Now, this could be something that inspires you, something that you heard on the radio, your favorite podcast, or if you're lucky enough to be in the Crafty Me group or going to join us, holy moly, ladies, there are lots of wonderful quotes that you can put down there. Let me tell you, that's all I'm going to say about that. And they are hilarious. So please come over there and join us. Okay, on the back of it is just that, and I guess Peter's trying to get someone to ride in his wagon. I mean, those were the days. Alrighty, we're going to go to top 10. Top 10, anything that, let's see, that speaks to you. After watching Paula G's explanation, I understood this page a little more. This is oh, sorry, I'm stumbling on my words again. I don't mean to do that. This is a pocket that it's a lot larger of a pocket. That it's a pattern. Thank you, pattern that you can use. And Kelly Banks's vision was, and I have it a little shorter, is that this part would match right into the notch of your pocket. Yet there's no rules. You can do whatever you want. So what I did is I made a 3D pocket. Here. Since it's behaving a little, I'll undo it. I made a 3D pocket. And all I did was just make the sides a little longer. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. I made the sides a little longer, put some tape down. I used a chopstick to kind of make sure it stayed there. That way, the reason I did that is because there's going to be 12 of these cards, depending on what I do. Now, if I add bulk to it, meaning if I put more paper on it, if I put fabric on it, a fluffy sticker, who knows how many cards I'll be able to. I couldn't figure out how to laminate the background, so this is why this is flimsy like this. This is one of the background papers, by the way, that you'll get in the kit if you join. Okay, now we're finally to January. This is the title page of January. You couldn't find the pocket pattern? Elaine, the pocket pattern is, I will message you through the group, but the pocket pattern is a little separate, and it will say letter, L-E-T-T-E-R, because I believe it's like this size of an envelope. So I will show you. We will get it to you. Thank you for letting me know about that. I love helping people find things where they are. I was a concierge once. Back to the junking journaling of it. Okay, this is our page, and I just fell in love with this, and I knew this was going to be a project that I will be able to stick through the whole year just because of this. I laminated it, even though I'm only using it for 1 month. I don't care. Like I told you, and I know I just said that I don't like any blank pages, but my mind was stuck on the back of this page, so that's why it's blank. But what I did is I ran this through the printer, turned my paper over, and then before you read that, if you can see, I printed it with the pattern paper. There are no rules. This particular item and this particular item are in a separate kit for $14 that you can find on Paula G's site. I will try to remember after the live to put a link in my bio so you can get to her shop that much faster. I don't have any commission or anything. I just like putting links in my bio to get people to places faster, like I just said. You're welcome. And this was on, okay, vellum. If you haven't printed on vellum, when you do print on vellum, make sure it dries before you touch it. But this was an extra, a dashboard. I'm still trying to understand what dashboards mean. Some people will use them like this or laminate them, and then they'll use sticky notes to put on them. So that's one way of doing it. Or you separate things, you know, between things. I'm just using it as a decoration. This is a hexie. Once you join the group, you'll understand about hexie. I'm not on either team. I just liked it because it was pink. But there's some people that say hexie should have their point up, and then other people say the hexie should be like that. So she created one for each. This is just regular paper from my junk journaling stuff. So this, I did it this way to have it stick up here because I think I'm going to use this one for now as a bookmarker if I need to find a place. This is in the regular kit, and it's just a journaling card, but I couldn't help myself, and I decided to run it through on the other side of that that collage paper I told you about at the beginning of the video. So I just using it as one of these doodah days. Remember, there's no rules to this, crafters, with however you want to do it. In the group, we have a love of hexies, and so this is a little different from the last 2 years of it, is that it's going to have the color, I'm assuming the color of the month. And then you just decorate it however you want. Hold the line. Someone in the chat could put what size this is, but this is the cutter to get, which fits these holes. It's a Fiskar. I don't know if it's 1.5 or 2. You can get it on the Amazons or Michael's or Joann's or the Hoblobs. But this is the one that you would want to get. Once again, I haven't designed it just yet because it's not January yet, except I found this and I said, oh, I have to do that. And because they're making their own names of the colors, Kelly decided that our color is Nice Ice Baby. Thank you, Elaine, for helping out. So this is a page that people have done. Just for an example, because I know a lot of us are visual learners. Oops, didn't you see my address there? Hang on. This hexie page actually is my own designs. I might bring it back into my Ko-Fi shop. I love Alice, but this was one of the pages I did. See, last year they just would print the date and then and then the little outlines like this. I like this format with the color, but this is an example of a hexie page, and then this is another example I did. I just used my own designs, and I liked it so much, didn't want to throw it away when I was cleaning out stuff, because you know how that goes. We just like toss stuff. I laminated it. Once again, if you don't have a lamination machine, y'all need to get one. It's amazing, and they're very inexpensive, especially at Wally World. All right, continuing. Okay, this is a fun thing. Paula thought it would be fun to have Paula's Pocket. I don't know the exact story behind Paula's Pocket, but she wanted us to be able to design a pocket and just put things in there. This is my version of it. Just like the top 10, I kind of 3D'd it. Let's get back to where we were. There we go. I kind of 3D. I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but instead of cutting it right off, I just trimmed a little and then cut the corner so it'd fold. This drawing is by my friend Talia, who sells her artwork in her Etsy shop. She's known as Chasing Olives on Instagram. So I see that background paper that I made myself. And I put Paula's Pocket, and this one's not laminated because I'm going to be decorating this side and stuffing things in Paula's Pocket. So, see my funny green pony? Couldn't resist. They also are giving us journal cards. I printed out 2 because that's what I do. So I don't know what else is going to go in Paula's Pocket, but I see some ladies that are printing it out on printable fabric. Some are cutting them out differently. But each month we'll have a Paula's Pocket. Here's another one of those journaling cards. This, and I kept it not laminated because I really like how I can move it around, and then whatever's in the background, we'll see it. This is on that vellum. This is from that extra kit. And so I thought that was really just funky to have. Now each month we're going to have swatches. And a lot of people have already done certain things with it. And what I tried really hard to do, oh, I forgot to round corner that. I need to do that. Sorry, squirrel. Anyways, I decided I wanted to just keep it how it is. And then on the back, I'm making a pocket. Once again, I couldn't figure out how to 3D it or, you know, make it a little poofy. This is a swatch thing. So I have a lot of these in my stash. Does anyone else do that? Go to the paint store or the Home Depot and just grab all of those. If you don't, do it. It's fun. Have lots of colors. So this is the swatch. And so since our color of the month is Nice Ice Baby, anything goes. You can paint it. You can put a little piece of fabric right here if you want. Whatever you want to do through the month of January. So what I think I'll do is I'm just going to keep this as it is, and then each month just put a new one in. At the end of the year, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. My mind hasn't figured that out. Okay, to go with this, we have the ink spray bottles and the ink stamps. So, bear with me here. I have those already to go. I should have put them out before. Oh, here we go. Should have put them out before I set up here. Kelly Bangs is so clever. She inspires me to create new things all the time. Here we go. Oh, I need to move that so I can see the comments on my other thing in case you guys ask a question. So there's a shelf that came with it, meaning there was these 3 brown lines on a paper that looked like shelves. That didn't talk to me. So I laminated it. And sticky notes are crafters' best friends. So I would remember. And here it is. Cutie Vintage Ink. Nice Ice Baby. So, for the 12 months, what I'm going to do And this is on Mako paper, before anyone asks. And I use the Mako white paper. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, you guys are witnesses. This is exciting. That's it. That's all I'm going to do for this page. So there'll be 12 spray bottles. Will I do them in a row? Who knows? Will I do it all crazy? Who knows? Moving on to the stamp inks. This is your page for stamp inks. There's people that are going to put them all over here. She does have, it didn't work out for me, but she does have another page where it's the same size as each of them. I'm not showing you just yet what it looks like. And then there's like a 12 thing, kind of like the swatch one, where then you can put it down. Once again, that did not speak to me, so I copied what I'm going to do here. And boom. Isn't that darling? So let's put this one down. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. This means so much that you guys have decided to check out my Junky in 23 journal. I'm not going to put any more things down just yet, but just for example, these are some of the doodah days that you'll get in the January kit that you can cut out and stick down on paper, as Paula G tells us to do. Okay, I lost that. Let's move that to the side. All right, here's another journaling card. I have a vision that they might all be like this through the year, the alphabet. Just saying, don't know. But this month she did alphabet. Okay, here's another one. Some people have done this already. It might just be the way my brain works. See, big question mark. These are 2x2s. This is a brainchild of Kelly Bangs, and she has a lot of these in her shop, and she's going to give us 2x2s. A lot of people, they use them. Other people don't use them. I don't know how I'm going to use them yet. I'm going to wait and get inspired by some of the ladies in the group and see what they do. I might have an idea. So I just printed it. Oh, here's that shelf. That you would put the ink bottle there. I made my ink bottles a little larger when I printed them out. So I just printed this out. And what was really nice is because the majority of us are using A5 size books for our junk journals, it automatically prints out to A5 size, and it is, I don't have my ruler on me right now, but it is a 2x2. So you don't have like, oh my gosh, it's an A5, do I need to make it larger? Make sure it's a 2x2. So each month we'll get these. So I just have this right now, and I even have the title page because I don't know what I want to do yet. And that's what I love about junk journaling. You don't have to put everything down. When it comes to you, it comes to you. S is for scissors. Okay, and this is the very last bone. There's nothing on the back of this. I just made this pocket because I have an address here and I don't want to show that to everyone. Challenges. This brings me back to the heyday. Raise your hand if you're old enough to remember the early 90s of the scrapbook magazines, and they would put challenges in the scrapbook magazines for you to put in your scrapbook. Well, this is what they came up with. And this is shrunk down a little. It's a little bigger if I printed it exactly as an A5. But they're going to do a challenge each month. And you can put exactly right here on this page, or like what I'm going to do, I'm going to use it for an example for it. Now I might do it in real life by using this stuff, or I might use the PNGs in my Procreate program and design something. Haven't decided yet. But this is the first challenge. So I made an old-fashioned like pocket holder, like back in the day when we all went to school, so long ago. I just realized in 2023, it's been 30 years since I went to university. I'm like, whoa, where did the time go? Okay, is there any questions? If not, please, please, please DM me. Or if you are in that fussy cutting group, which now is known as Crafty Me on the app, message me over there. Thank you so much for joining me today while I shared my Junky Me in 23 journal. See you guys next time. Bye.